Welcome to short highlights of Stage 2 of the Deutschland Tour. Stage 1 had ended in victory for Ilan Van Wilder and the red jersey to boot.
We will try to defend it. Tomorrow is another hard day, but should be good for me, and the team is good, so looking forward.
Today, the Queen Stage, the longest and the hilliest, direction WINTERBERG and the ski resort and its many tough climbs in and out of the valleys. The weather today was absolutely atrocious, and surprisingly, or maybe not, only 2 riders went in the breakaway. They were Julian Boric, the German rider for Saris Ruby Sauerland, and Oscar Riesbeek of Alpecin de Koning. The chasing started. They had a lead of about 8.5 minutes at one point, and then it started coming down. UAE Team Emirates, Ineos Grenadiers, combining with Bahrain Victorious and Soudal Quick-Step to close that gap down. In the end, Oscar Riesbeek would be alone by himself, Julian Boric being fed back into the peloton. All eyes on the red jersey of Ilan Van Wilder to see how well he could defend that slender lead that he had. The chase continued, the eating continued well into this long distance, 201 kilometres, and still Oscar Riesbeek surviving well out front, picking up green jersey points along the way too. The peloton seemed to pause once they knew they had the gap pegged, but it was coming down all the time, despite the fact that Riesbeek still looked strong. Then started the long 20 kilometres of climbing to bring them to the final mountains point of the day, and Riesbeek knew his day out front was up. Focus switched then to the general classification battle and those bonification points, which Ilan Van Wilder in the red jersey took quite comfortably in the end. Well into the roads surrounding the Winter Park, and a breakaway of 2 sneaked away on the descent from that point. It was Gregor MÜHLBERGER and Florian Stork. In the end, MÜHLBERGER going clear by himself and hanging on to the final bend, and despite the chase of the peloton, the Austrian champion Gregor MÜHLBERGER would wring himself out to get the victory on the line in WINTERBERG.
Pretty good conditions for me, actually, raining and quite a warm weather, but yeah, I mean, it wasn't that hard. The roads were pretty fine, not slippery. I think we had quite a wet day, but a really good one, to be honest.
It wasn't that hard. Words of a man very much in form as well. Gregor MÜHLBERGER and his teammate Alex Aranburu, the Spaniard, sprinting in for second. Ilan Van Wilder defends the red jersey ahead of Grosschartner and Sivakov. He also takes over the green jersey as the most consistent finisher ahead of his own teammate Ethan Vernon by just 1 point. He wears the white jersey as the best rider under 25, of course, too, and the good week for Ilan Van Wilder continues